Are you a growing business that's realized it's finally time to bring on board your very first employees, but you're worried about how to find the right one, and you've heard all the horror stories of what can happen after an employee signs the dotted line? Well, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 4 ways that you can help better your chances of finding an employee that's a really good fit for your small business, both from a skills perspective, but also as a personality and a human being overall. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Pam Matani. I'm a business lawyer and founder here at Graphene Business Law, a law firm working exclusively with business owners and entrepreneurs, and doing so virtually and across all of Ontario. Again, if you're new to the channel, please give this video a thumbs up and click on the subscribe button down below. Now, before you go out there looking for the world's best employee, it's obviously important to keep a few things in mind. The very first is check your expectations, because based on the wording of world's best employee, there's a chance your expectations might not quite align with the reality of who's out there. Second is think really carefully about what you're looking for in an employee. As a business owner that's worked both with successful and, the fact of the matter is, unsuccessful businesses, I can tell you for a fact that what an owner looks for in an employee can vary night and day. There are business owners that genuinely look for the most proficient, skillful employees they can bring on board, no matter what their business is, whether it's in the financial industry, in the retail industry, in the beauty services industry. No matter what the example is, there are employers out there that want the most sharp, skilled individual at that job that they can possibly find. Importantly though, because if you're watching this video, chances are you're a human being, there are employees out there that look for there are employers out there, there are business owners out there that look for an employee that they can live with and get through the day with in an 8-hour business day. Which one's right or wrong, that's not on me to say. It's on you to decide, and of course in deciding, make sure you understand the pros and cons of each type of personality, right? Can you train somebody that's just a really good human being? Can you make a skilled person be a good human being if they're not the nicest person in the world to live with for 8 hours a day? These are real things you need to consider that can end up making or breaking your relationship with your employee. Without further ado, let's get into the 4 factors that I recommend as a lawyer. And when I say recommend, I mean just from a life and common sense perspective, right? Obviously, this is not a legal conversation. We're talking about what to look for in an employee, regardless the industry you're in. So the first is to have an official interview process. Even if you consider, and you know we speak honestly on this channel, even if you consider yourself as, a pretty simple person, you don't think you're not trying to be the next Bill Gates, you just want a business that sustains you and your family, you should still have an actual and formal interview process. Psychology tells us that if somebody invests more effort into something, they will take that thing more seriously. In simple speak, easy come, easy go. So if somebody walks in through the door, you ask them a few questions, and next thing both of you know, that person is now working at your business. I don't know. Is that how you want the best relationship of your business to start? But what about if somebody walks through the door? You have that formal conversation with them. Well, thank you so much. And this is the email where you can send your resume and cover letter. And we'll get back to you if it's a fit and start the interview process. And in terms of interview questions, I mean, you can literally Google good interview questions. That shouldn't be that hard. And then you shortlist from that list what's relevant to you as a human being and to your business as an operation. So again, the first suggestion is to have an actual interview process. You'd be surprised how many business owners don't. And I don't recommend it, ever. Second, project assessment, okay? Have some sort of assessment. And again, maybe the truth is you think of yourself as a fairly simple, laid-back kind of person. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to think of yourself as the next Jeff Bezos, okay? We don't all have to be that kind of person. We don't all have to be this kind of person. That's okay. But whatever business you have, you're clearly offering a good or a service. So provide some sort of skills assessment for this person. If it's a more office type of job, well, maybe that could be a write-up or a video of them speaking as to whatever topic you'd like them. That goes without saying is legally appropriate and relevant to the job and above board to speak on, okay? If the literal job you want that person for is to wash dishes in the back of a kitchen, give them 10 dirty dishes to wash. 10 filthy freaking dishes. That's a skills assessment. If you're running a store, have them fold a pile of clothes. Not in an exploitive manner. I'm not talking about, 8 hours of free labor. Literally like a 5-minute task, a 10-minute task. Knot the sweater up, see how they fold it, okay? Have a skills assessment. Number 3, personality assessment. Depending on the kind of industry you're in, depending on the kind of business you own, it can often be a really good idea to send a simple link. It can be to a free link of a personality assessment you found online. After, of course, you better have taken that same test yourself so that you know who you are, what kind of person and personality you are, and who you'd work best with, so that you can help a smoother social fit, right? Remember, you're going to be around these people a long time. Sometimes we're around our employees, and I shouldn't say sometimes, I should say literally all the time. If we're running a conventional business, regardless of virtual or brick and mortar or all that, but a conventional business in terms of the hours involved, like an 8 to 5, 9 to 5, 10 to 6, whatever the case may be, you're going to be around these people more than your spouse and your children and your partners and your cats and your dogs. It's a lot of time. Make sure you fit socially as well. With the personality assessments, I do want to give the disclaimer, as a lawyer and as somebody that deals and sees these things all the time, they've been around for a while now and socialized for a long enough time that there is a chance that somebody could skew with their results. That chance is always there, but it's just one more level of potential protection you bring to the table for yourself. If somebody presents all soft, but then their testing is like a super aggressive, threatening type of person on a personality test, maybe you'd like to know that before you have your first what with them? Your first conflict. You're never going to test accurately a conflict situation in an interview process or in a skills assessment or this and that, right? Conflict comes from when people get on each other's throats and social tensions rise. And you can test that behind the scenes though with a personality assessment. Number 4. Number 4 is more of a catch-all, and it's look beyond what they submit to you on paper. Somebody's resume will always say they're really good at something. I've never seen a resume that spelled out I shouldn't pick, my name, Hamatani, but I, Mr. John, am really bad at Microsoft Office. I'm really bad at typing, but I believe I'm the right fit for this office job. A resume or cover letter are never going to say that. If somebody's putting in references, come on, it's 2023. We know that reference could be, their uncle. That reference could be their mom. That reference could be a friend. Why not? As if you have any way to trace it, right? So look beyond what that applicant puts in writing. Now, I don't want to give you certain kind of ideas here and you thinking that this is like what you should do every single time, but you can search the person on Google. You can search them on socials. You can this and that. I'm not saying, and I want to be careful here so that this doesn't backfire, I'm not saying make your decision off of a potential employee based on what you found, on an Instagram post from 2013. People change, people can improve, people, can become better human beings than one stupid post you happen to find. But inform yourself as to who this person is overall. And all I'm saying is that there are creative ways to do that beyond what they submit to you in writing, because the writing is always going to be amazing, okay? Depending on the industry, of course, sort of a bonus. I know I said it would be 4 steps, but a 5th one could be maybe it's an industry that necessitates, criminal checks. Something, for example, with children or vulnerable persons when it comes to health and this and that, health conditions, mental health conditions. And that's just something that's mandated by government. And if you want to offer a criminal check in an industry that doesn't necessarily require one, I suggest consulting a lawyer for that and making sure you're not infringing on any rights, because of course it's a good idea to do whenever you can. And when it comes to any worries you have about sticky tape with your employees, or any good ideas you have, such as, bringing on new employees, bringing on independent contractors, part-time employees, full-time employees, seasonal employees, whatever the case may be, please consult a lawyer. We can obviously help you with that here at GrapheneBusinessLaw.ca. That's our website. You can book a consultation, and you can also find our email there, but I'll tell you here as well. Our email is info@GrapheneBusinessLaw.ca, and that is our welcome email, so to speak, where you can reach out, and we'll make sure you're in touch, with the right person as regards your worries and your legal issues. So I hope that video has been helpful. For those of you that are business owners out there, I would love to hear in the comments below if you have any special tips or tricks you use when hiring employees, or if you have any funny stories or even horror stories, maybe that happened from not following one of these tips we've talked about in the video. I would love to hear from your personal experience below, from one business owner to another. And of course, it can help everybody else that watches this video as well. Thank you for watching.